Public assassinations aren't new. What has changed is how we experience them, how we process them, and how they are replayed. The killing of Charlie Kirk was not just another headline, because within minutes of that assassination, there was video. It wasn't just one shaky clip from far away. Multiple angles, some of them in gruesome, gory, zoomed in detail. The sound, the chaos, it was captured. I mean, I think these phones are high definition at this point, right? And uploaded globally almost instantly. And it was not just people going to search for it. I mean, the clips were showing up on Twitter algorithmically in the For You feed without warning. A gruesome assassination with a long gun from hundreds of feet away. The closest recent comparison in the US was the attempted assassination of Trump. Now, that was also shocking because it happened in public. It happened in full view of cameras. Trump survived. And with Charlie Kirk, the footage shows the moment that he was killed. And for a lot of people, it was the first thing they saw when they heard the news. This is a big difference from how earlier generations experienced these moments. You know, we go back to the JFK assassination in 1963. It was captured, right? There's this famous Zapruder film. The footage is grainy. The footage is blurry. Most Americans didn't see it right away. It wasn't playing endlessly on a device in their pocket. We now, with Charlie Kirk, have this clear, close-up, instantly accessible footage. It's not just live on TV. It's on TikTok. It's on Instagram group chats. Before the body was even moved, before we even knew he was dead, the speed of this really changes things. And the real-time video kind of collapses the gap between the event and the reaction. And so it also, aside from being sort of traumatizing to see these videos, you get an instant flood of hot takes, misinformation, conspiracy theories. There's no cooling off period. There's no time for verification. There is this raw shock. It's immediately politicized. It's reframed by whoever can get their version out first. And it also creates a generational split in how these events are experienced. You know, older Americans remember a time where it was rare to see this sort of gruesome, gory, real violence. And it often was days removed from the event. For younger people, the footage is often the first thing they see after the news alert. I'm in a bunch of different groups, and in a men's group that I'm in, messages were going back and forth about how the ones with kids in middle school and high school, obviously, but even middle school, they were saying the videos are what's being watched in my kid's middle school right now. Every kid is crowded around a smartphone watching a Charlie Kirk die on screen. That's not good for society. That is a level of exposure and a speed of exposure that is new. It didn't exist even 15 years ago. And so as a society, we need to think about what does the public nature of these killings do? And it does make it, gun violence is a problem, and it's a major problem in and of itself. But the speed with which the videos are now spreading makes this very different from just an issue of gun violence. It is right there in front of you. It's intimate almost in a way. The person on camera is someone you've seen and heard before, and now you're watching their final moment. I mean, it's almost unimaginable. And this is part of why the discussion around Charlie Kirk's killing has gone so mainstream. Now, I'm going to talk to you in a moment about the fact that Charlie Kirk's shooting wasn't even close to the only shooting yesterday in the United States, not even remotely close. The Charlie Kirk shooting is not more important than the school shooting that happened yesterday or the mass shooting in a random public place. But it's the combination of the victim is a known person, but the images and the video and the audio are saturating every corner of the internet. And that is a new thing. Society is changing right now about that. And so we have not only the assassination itself covered by the news cycle, our experience of watching it becomes part of the news cycle. And so we don't know, but it's totally plausible that Charlie Kirk's assassination will be remembered as one of these major assassinations, a major media event, because of the widespread video footage and availability of that audio and video. So I don't have the answer as to how this is going to affect society. I doubt it's going to be good, but this is the reality now of public assassinations in the smartphone era. And, what happened yesterday is also a reminder of the fact that The same thing almost happened to Trump, right? By a couple of inches, it didn't happen to Donald Trump. But let's also now contextualize this, because there were a lot of shootings yesterday.